Alright, we've got some catching up to do. I've learnt a few things about a few things. We'll start with the Jew in the basement, and if he's still there. Honestly, right, you know, so I spoke into this a bit ago and saying how they just take the easy option, they're not interested in the truth or you know, the reality, they just want to smooth everything over. And I've really noticed that Jeff Berwick says it about Mexican people. You know, I mean, it's almost endearing, like it comes from, it's just people pleasing nonsense really, isn't it? There's no dressing it up really, like anything that isn't authentic or the truth is never a good thing. Anyway, so I discovered that she lied to me and she told me that he was awake and alive, and then I found out that he was dead. So this is the guy that was living below me. Anyway, I spoke to Anne. So Anne is the woman that I referred to as the retard when I first met her. Of course she is retarded, everyone's retarded, but I quite like her actually now that I've actually spoke to her. I told her I was a massive anti-vaxxer, and she didn't react too much, so, you know, she's not in the total aversion, this person, you know, you can't even have a conversation with them box. But I'm sure if I have a few more conversations with her, she will end up in that box, because everyone does eventually. But she's been living in this, I mean, you know, she must be an NPC because she's been living in this fucking concrete bunker for 2 years, and the building work, the original building work, has been going on that whole time. So anyone who would live next to a building site for longer than the mistake they made, i.e. the contract they signed, you're just never going to be an NPC. Anyway, she told me some stuff. So you know how I've mentioned that this relationship between the owners of a building, the Vietnamese couple, is fucked? That I refer to him as Demon Dad. Oh my god, last night, right, I went out to get my food from a Grab driver. There was a seat in the parking area. I didn't see him as I went out, he was just sat on the seat. I went out, I got my food, hey, thank you. Came back in, and then I felt a presence to my right, looked, and he was sat on the seat, and he sat like looking away. Can you imagine? Like the social awkwardness, like it was just me and him there. It is so much easier in that situation just to say, hi, how do? Than to pretend I'm not there. Especially seeing as he's the owner of the building. You know, he's the owner of the building. Like, why are you not trying to make people feel comfortable there? But I've seen this before, and people are going to think I'm crazy, but it's demonic energy. These people that are so far in the shadows, so far possessed, so far into repression and retardation, when all the like mind comes along, which is free from most of that, and you know has just lent into the pain of life and not avoided the pain of life like most people do, and just retarded themselves. Like they just can't stand it. They just can't stand it because even my energy rips the fucking layers off, let alone what I fucking say. He's just disgusting. But anyway, I was so right. Not only do they not fucking talk to each other, which I've already reported on and already seen myself, and not only does he just have this horrendous demonic energy, but it's just so mean and awful to her, she hasn't even told him, her husband, that he's died. And that's because it's just unbelievable. That's because his family were visiting the week after Kabir passed away. And she was so scared of him and his family knowing that he had died because they would believe his spirit is still in the basement. Now, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But this is very much a third world thing. Like, when you speak to humanitarian people who go to Africa and get their eyes opened and just realise how hopeless it is, like the beliefs they have out there. I mean, who knows? Maybe we're the repressed ones, and maybe, you know, all this fucking crazy spirit stuff is true. But you know, it feels a bit much. And when it just leads to lies, like when you are married to someone and you can't even tell them the truth about what's happened to someone in the building. Just incredible. So these people believe that Kabir's spirit is still down there, and therefore they just have to live a life of lies, because otherwise the family won't even come to the building. I mean, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine? Even if they are right about his spirit being down there. I mean, I'm pretty sure he died in hospital. I could be wrong. Maybe he... I know he got carried out by 4 people. I don't know if he was dead when we were carrying him out. Oh, because obviously everything I've been told is a lie, because they don't tell the truth, you know. They tell convenient lies over uncomfortable truths, which, you know, is obviously very, it's just very representative of the society that we live in all around the world. So that's the first thing. Kabir did die, and that's why she lied to me. Right, the second thing is the dog, Dow. So, I've kind of been, you know, there's such a people pleaser in me, it's crazy. Like, whilst I am just like fucking here for the truth, and I'm willing to shake people's egos and all that to my own detriment and all that stuff, there's this real people pleaser in me. So, for example, with the retard upstairs, like, always moving furniture around. To the point where I'm like, is this a fucking gang stalker? Like this, you know, nobody can need to move furniture around in a small flat so often and so much. Like constantly all the fucking time. And I just sit there and take it. Like, why don't I go and bang on his door and fucking tell him? And then what I end up doing, because I don't do that, is I take it out on the house when she's just fucking mopping. But then she's got a ringtone on. So basically she sat with this fucking Vietnamese guy, and I hear twice from my room this very loud ringtone, and that pisses me off. Like, anyone who has a ringtone on their phone, you're either completely enslaved. If you actually need it, you're totally enslaved. You know, you've got a boss that rules over you so much to a point where you think you need a ringtone. Oh, I must answer somebody. But actually, most of it is just the need for dopamine hits, to feel important, attention-seeking, validation. Or, you know, even wanting people to hear your phone ringing because you're important, someone wants to speak to you. I haven't had my phone on anything other than silent, sometimes vibrate, but basically silent for, it's got to be more than 5 years now. Like, the idea of like this thing making a noise and me thinking that I need to respond because somebody's decided I need to, no, fuck that. I'll respond if I want to respond and when I want to respond. And I probably won't respond at all. So when I hear ringtones and stuff, I just completely write a person off straight away, pretty much. So I was already pissed off, and then he's taking a call right outside my room. So I was leaving anyway, and I just went fucking mental. But that's because I'm not fucking going mental at the real culprit, which is the gang stalking spazoid upstairs. Anyway, back to Dow and the dog. So I'd kind of assumed that they thought they were looking after this dog. That they thought, you know, this is how you have a pet, and this is how it's done. But no, like, it's... So I think basically if Anne, this woman, wasn't in the building and wasn't asking questions, I think they'd have just chucked him out ages ago. So basically the dad got him, tried for 2 weeks. Dow is a nightmare. Like, I will acknowledge that Dow is really hard work. I had him in my flat 2 nights ago, and to be honest, right now I feel like I'm done with it, which kills me. So I'm not on the ground floor. You know, it'd be different if I had access to the garden and I could house train him basically. But I had him in my flat 2 nights ago, and it was non-stop. Like, I was having to throw something non-stop for him to chase, or he was licking me non-stop, or he was trying to chew my hands non-stop. I mean, it was just non-stop, and I could cope with all that. I could do that every night. I'd do that for him, and I know that if I did it every night, he would calm down. But then he pisses in my flat, and so you know, I wipe it up, but it's drying then, so it's vaporizing into the flat. It fucking stinks. I can't open any of the windows because it's at night, and that will then let mosquitoes in. So I basically have to spend my night in piss vapors, and it was just disgusting. It just really pissed me off. So the day after, I was just like, I'm sorry, Dow, but I can't do it. It's not, you know, I can't fucking sacrifice myself like that. And it actually rained all day yesterday, and he was just down there in the fucking rain, and it kills me. And obviously I want to go and get him, but then I'm like, I'm gonna get no peace, and he's gonna piss in my fucking flat again. I don't know what to do. But basically, yeah. So Dow's story: the dad had him, or thought he wanted him, gave it 2 weeks, obviously gave up. because he is really hard working. I mean, it takes somebody with real experience to have a dog like that, and there's just no way that demonic guy, you know, he can't put any effort into anything. He can't even fucking have a relationship with his wife. Can't even speak to her. And then, oh, that's when the cage appeared apparently. So then he started living in this fucking tiny little cage where they don't even put a base on it, and it's just on bars. Absolutely disgusting. And then Kabir, he started bonding with Kabir, and that was the solution really. And then Kabir died. It's unbelievable. And yeah, so Anne was saying, like, so Anna's been asking her the whole way through, like, when Kabir died, she was like, "Are you feeding the dog?" And she was like, "Oh." And then she said, so this is the Vietnamese host, said, "Oh, I'm going to send him to my uncle," which I think basically means he's going to go for dog meat. And Anne was like, "Will your uncle be nice to him?" And she's like, like the concept of being nice to a dog, like it's just not there. And then, so when Kabir died, he was just kind of living in Kabir's flat and the garden. And then Anne pointed out, well, you're about to re-rent Kabir's apartments. They're probably not going to want the dog there. What are you going to do? Anyway, so then he ends up down in the bottom of the garden, where he is now. So basically, Anne was saying to me, no, they don't want him. They want to get rid of him. We basically came to the conclusion the only reason they haven't done it is because, you know, she's watching. So she's encouraging me to take him on, basically, and adopt him. But I don't think I can. So this is where the vaccine conversation came up with her. Because I was like, I can't make a 15-year commitment. I can't, you know, it's like saying I'm staying in Vietnam for 15 years. Like, there's just no way I can do that. And she was like, well, you can take him with him, you know. And then I was like, yeah, but then I'd have to fucking jab him, and I think that's even worse than whatever fate he's going to have, potentially. I mean, obviously, if he's going to end up as dog meat soon, probably not, but, you know, you're basically, you're poisoning him, so... So yeah, it's all a bit shit. And then there's just the fact that Dowie is really hard work. So, you know, if I had access to the garden, you know, the only way, I believe, to house train dogs is none of this pissing around, puppy pad, fucking libtard, repressed nonsense. When they piss in the house, you slap them across the face, and you go, "No, bad boy!" Ah! And then you grab them and you put them outside. And then they piss outside and you go, "Good boy, Larry, well done, here's a treat." And you just have to do that 4 times and it's sorted. Very clear, obvious distinctions that dogs need. If he gets slapped and shouted at when he pisses in the house and gets praised when he pisses outside, guess what he's going to start doing? Very logical, exactly the way that a pack leader would deal with an issue. The mother would bark, it would bite, it would nip. There'd be none of this namby-pamby, "Oh no, don't do that, you're meant to do it on the puppy pad. Well, I'm training you to piss inside anyway. And here's a treat if you know, these people who think they can just positively reinforce bad behaviour. Such retardation. I just fucking hate retards so much. I wanted to catch you up on those 2 things, and then there's some visa stuff I need to tell you about. That's all gone to shit. Honestly, AI is crap, especially when you use woke-tard Gemini, which just seems to be easy, but it's crap. So I asked it, so right, so you can apply for a 3-month visa. This is speaking as a UK citizen. You can turn up on the border and they just give you 45 days and you don't have to pay anything. Or you can apply online, pay $25 and get 3 months, twice as long. So obviously that's a no-brainer. So I asked AI, so unlike Thailand, according to AI, and Anne has done this for 2 years, so I think this is the case, you can just come and go. You know, you can have as many 3-month visas as you want. As it stands now, the laws can change at any minute. But as it stands now, I understand there's people who have been living in this country for 5, 10, 20 years who have just gone tourist visa, tourist visa, tourist visa, tourist visa. So I asked AI, you know, how can you do that? And it goes, oh yeah, it's totally normal to just reapply for a new one whilst you're in Vietnam. Because otherwise, if you think about it, if you can't apply while you're in Vietnam, and it takes 5 days to get a visa, then every 3 months you have to spend 5 days out of the country waiting for your visa. Or, like anything out here, coloured money seems to, coloured bits of paper seem to speed things up. So Anne was telling me, so basically I've learned from Anne. So I trusted AI and I applied for my new visa a week before my current one expires. And I thought I would just be able to fly out at the end of my current visa, fly back in with my new visa. But I got an email back from them saying, you're currently in Vietnam, we need more information. So I thought, okay, yeah, no problem. They don't know that I'm leaving Vietnam. So I'll just send them my flight details, they'll see that I'm leaving, and then they'll issue the visa, because that's how you do it. No problem. I spoke to Anna and she was like, have you got an agent? I was like, no, I've just done it myself. And she explained the process she goes through, where she leaves Vietnam, sends a photo of the out stamp in her passport to the agent, and the agent then obviously is able to fast track it using coloured bits of paper. And then she gets her new visa when she's out of Vietnam. So basically, it turns out AI was wrong, and you can only apply for a new visa once you're out of Vietnam. So I now have two options, which is to ask Anne for her visa, her agent, and get one of do it that way. But then that's going to take me, if I stay here for 3 months, it's going to take me over the 6 months of being in Vietnam. 6 of the last 12. If you're here for more than 6 of the last 12 months, you become a tax resident. Now AI tells me that I fall into a grey area where that's not going to matter. But I've lost all trust in AI. So actually now, after this experience and realising that what AI tells me is just fucking bullshit, I don't want to risk going over 6 months because I don't want to become a tax resident. Now, my understanding is that I don't earn enough money. Apparently, according to AI, the first $15,000 aren't taxed out here, which is about what I'm earning a year. But I just can't even be arsed with it. Like the idea of being stopped at the border and being asked and having to do some sort of accountancy or some, oh God, like, you know, I left England for many reasons, but, you know, a big one was to, you know what is amazing? I need to do a whole separate video on this. You know what the best thing about being an expat is? You don't get any letters. I get no phone calls and I get no letters. There's no company ever has to. I mean, I get Octopus Energy fucking emailing me about the $6,000 that I've owed them for 8 years as if I'm, you know, ever going to pay it, which is just fucking hilarious. But other than that, I just don't get anything. It's fucking amazing. It's just so good. Like, that is such a part of the way they get you, and the fear and the feeling sick inside, like these bits of paper constantly coming through your door demanding shit and threatening you with shit. Like, fuck that, man. Visas, back to the visas. So I've accepted that I've wasted $25. I haven't wasted because I've learned something, and I'm not going to get a 3-month visa, so I'm going to do exactly what I was going to do, but instead of getting a visa online, I'm just going to get one as I arrive, hopefully. You know, I hope they're going to give me one. I don't see why not. And then just come back for 45 days, which is a nightmare because the airport close to Dalat, where I am, is currently closed. So this visa run is going to take 36 hours, like, just awful. You know, it's one thing, like, traveling 36 hours is fucking awful no matter what. But like, if you're going somewhere, at least you can be like, oh, you know, you've got the excitement of a new place. But when you're literally doing 36 hours travel just to come back to where you are purely to do this visa run thing that they make us do out here, like, it's just so nonsensical. Other than, you know, it provides jobs, I get that. And there's probably another reason why they do it. I honestly can't think what it is, other than, you know, it provides jobs. So yeah, I'm gonna do another 45 days into that. Basically, in a week's time I'm leaving. not even a week now, 5 days. So basically I feel sick, like the idea, just knowing that I've got to do this fucking 36 hours of airports and buses. The way I've planned it, I don't know if I'm going to manage this. It might become 48 hours and I might end up getting a hotel room. But the way I've planned it is no hotels, just travelling for 36 hours and layovering for 36 hours. And the last 8 hours, because the airport in Delat is closed, is going to have to be on a bus. And it's a really windy road, so I'm just dreading that because I get really badly travel sick on in vehicles on windy roads. So yeah, it's actually making me feel physically ill, the thought of doing this. Anyway, I'm going to record some videos for my other channel now, and then I might try and play pickleball this afternoon. Like, I bought these fucking shoes, man. So this is the other thing, like, now that I'm not sure I'm going to be allowed back in, I'm going to have to take all my luggage with me. So I can't fit that smoothie machine, and I can't fit those shoes in. So I might end up paying $50 for some shoes and never using them. Oh my god, this life is so frustrating. So needless to say, this is just absolutely killer. I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Every time I come out here, I'm hanging up my washing at the minute. Soon I'll be smoking. Talking about smoke, fuck me. These people, man. Honestly, I'll show you in a minute. He's just there. He's just like, please love me, please give me some attention. And I'm like, how can I not? I have to. But if then he's gonna piss in my flat, it's just fucking. Look at this, man. Look, if anyone tries to tell you that we're all the same and all cultures are the same, and if people just come to England they'll assimilate, no. It's very normal to burn shit if you're not in the West. That is totally normal. This is why, you know, you see these videos on X of like whole streets of Pakistanis living like they're in Pakistan and burning pigs and cats and swans and all sorts. It's how they live. You know, of course, it's all they know. They're not even aware of what we consider to be civilized. They're not even aware of it. To them, it's very normal. And even like, so obviously these are, you know, you can't even compare the people here to people from Pakistan. Like these people are, I can't say it on YouTube, but you know, the behaviours we're seeing in England now are way worse than anything else you'll see, than anything you'll see out here. But you know, it's very normal for, and I'm not judging this. I'm not, you know, it's just a different culture. It's very normal for people out here to like eat a lizard, for example, or you know, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. They'll just eat anything, you know. So when we tell you and we show you that the Pakistanis are eating the swans, and you go, oh no, they couldn't possibly, because you're coming from your programming, you're coming from your framework of civilization, which is Western, and you project that onto everything else because it's all you've ever experienced, it's all you've ever perceived. I am telling you, in different countries, they kill and eat everything, and they just throw the rubbish on the floor, and if you're lucky, they'll burn it. But often they don't even do that, they just leave big piles of it. Which is why Birmingham ends up looking like fucking Bangladesh. Did you get it yet, you fucking retard? So it's about 4:30. So I've missed the yoga class that doesn't have the LED flying lights. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just go for a sauna. That seems like a lot of hassle. So basically I've got two options. I can either learn the rules to pickleball and go and play pickleball, which I think will be life-changing. Like, honestly, if I start playing a racket sport every day, it's just going to make me feel so much better. Or I can just have a smoke and fucking hate my life for, you know, 8 hours instead of, you know, playing pickleball for 3 hours and then just hating myself for 4 hours. So I'm going to do that. I've just watched a video about the rules. It's so simple. Like I say, tennis for spastics. So yeah, let's go and play pickleball. How exciting! Now, this is the club that the retard, you know, the whole retard woman fucking love addiction thing that I did a whole video on. Yeah, she goes to this club, so she may well be there. And don't forget, she said, I'm going to check on the camera to see if you turned up. So even though my Facebook profile has no pictures of me, you know, assuming she went to those retarded levels of retard fucking control and drama addiction, then yeah, She's gonna know what I look like. So and you know, she's an irate retard, so she's definitely gonna come up and say something to me. Fuck it, man. I just want to play pickleball. I have no interest in retards. Retard off, retard! Okay, let's see if he lets me in today. I really hope that psycho bitch isn't here as well. It's pretty daunting as a Westerner, like entering something like this where everyone's obviously going to be Vietnamese. So to have someone just hating on you for literal retardation is not easy either. Hello, can I play today? I've learnt the rules.
You want to play?
I'd love to play, yeah. I have the right shoes.
Okay.
Can I hire a racket?
Yeah.
And I watch the rules. I know the rules now.
Okay.
Fantastic.
You know the rule or?
I know the rules, yes, and I played tennis before.
Có mắc dậy không? Giờ mắc dậy mắc đeo gì không? Thì có dạy ai không?
Tom.
Cho nó một cây vợt thuê đi. Bên nào ta?
Thank you very much. So I put them on now. Oh, I have the shoes all right. I have the right pair of Bobby Dazzlers. So what would be ideal is to like come up here where there's an empty court and just have a one-on-one, just pit-pat with someone, just so I can assess the ball and how hard it needs to hit it. But I'm going to be put straight into this, I think, where it's all very competitive and serious. So, you know, I know I'll be fine, but I'm definitely going to need at least 10 rallies. So, yeah, a little bit daunting. Right, I'm up. This is the court I'm on, and the people I'm playing with. Oh, come on! Wow, that was great. That was, you know, I couldn't have gone any better. My backhand sucked, but it's the same in tennis until I get used to it. By the end, I was just about starting to get a bit of a backhand. Just couldn't have been any better. It wasn't competitive at all, so no one cared when I messed up. Super friendly, just £3.50, get a sweat on. Just great, absolutely great. What I'd like to do is get good, get some coaching, and then just pick out like a few of the good players to just play singles with, rather than, because you do a lot of waiting around here. But I'm not knocking it at all. It's fantastic, very accommodating. Like, say I'm the only foreigner there, you know, I didn't feel unwanted or anything like that. So yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm really glad I did that. Alright, let's go on there. Fucking hell, this dog, man. This fucking dog. It just kills me, because if I'm honest, I don't want to spend any time with him. It's not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable at all. Like, he's so intense. But I just can't leave him down there, man. I just can't do it. Fuck's sake. Alright. Probably, oh, it might be a dowsy, actually. I was going to say that's the end of the video, but it might be a little dowsy. Anyway, if there's another scene, thanks for watching, and click the good buttons down below, please. Just a 5 on a biker. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But where have they even got? How did they move so fast? What the fuck? What? So there was a bike just behind me, right, with a load of kids around it. You saw that? Did you not see that? Have we just slipped into another dimension? I guarantee it was a bike with one adult and 4 children on it. Wow, that's a record. So I did see my first crash yesterday. It was right here. However, I've got 3% battery, and I already feel like it's been a very long episode. So I shall tell you about the crash tomorrow. So that's definitely a reason to subscribe, isn't it? If you haven't already found one, you miserable fucker. I mean, my God, what more can a man give you? Oh my goodness, it's hard to get you to fucking click that button. there's at least 70% of you, I don't know, I haven't looked, but this is what YouTubers say. There's 70% of you that haven't subscribed. How very dare you! Please rectify the situation below.